I'm gonna be so bad at this. I'm always bad at this.
You're not bad at this. You're really good at this.
Video games.
Oh, no. Sorry, I thought you meant talking shit.
Cheers.
And even then... Hey, I'm the pad.
I am the Thumbstick.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
you're keeping
I'm
with the theme.
I'm being creative.
Thumbstick has just caught up with 2015, and
so I'm getting closer to the modern day of
which is
Star Warsness.
We are getting closer. He's not watched any of the cartoon shows, but that's okay because most of them are terrible.
Oh fuck me! It's terrible. Fuck. Sorry.
See, he just recognized a character by name, so his education from 6 episodes ago has come hugely. You know?
See, 6 episodes ago, I would have been like, "Holy shit, a guy with a red stick!"
Yeah, that would have been.
And I did not say that.
He did.
Fuck! He got me again.
Anyway, if you don't know what we're doing, you know this is the 7th episode of what we've been doing. So really,
you probably should know what we're doing by now.
Yeah, if I can go back and watch some of the previous ones, Thumbstick. Previously not exposed to Star Wars. Not really an impressive thing here because this movie only came out, very recently in regards to the other ones.
But we're moving forward in this series because I've actually really enjoyed Star Wars far more than I thought I would.
He's developed a love for it and he said to me, D-pad, if only that movie came out in a home media format instead of it just being exclusively shown at the theatres. And I said, funny you should say that, Thumbstick. I actually own that film on DVD. And Thumbstick said...
I was gobsmacked.
Well, D-pad...
I was utterly gobsmacked.
My Xbox One, which is a gaming console, doubles as a DVD player. And so here we are.
Which is true.
Having just seen Star Wars Episode VII, The Force Awakens, for the first time, what do you think?
I liked it. It was very different, I think. It was different to what I was expecting, and it was different to the previous movies. I really liked it. I think it was fantastic they brought in some of the old actors from the original trilogy. My jaw dropped when I saw Han Solo walk in the Millennium Falcon, start walking around. Oh, because he was my favourite. He was my favourite character in probably the first 6.
That's probably actually something worth noting. Thumbstick's complete lack of interest in Star Wars has managed to make him avoid all material for it. So
it has.
He didn't know that Han Solo was actually in Star Wars Episode VII until he walked on the screen. Whereas I think
I had no
most of us
idea.
Were pretty aware of that fact.
No, I was completely clueless.
Yeah.
And I was actually saying this to D-pad just before that a big reason why, 2 years ago when Episode 7 came out, that was before I'd seen the first 6. I thought I would never see them because I'm thinking, you know what, that's 7 movies. I can't catch up to that.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
He's a very busy person.
So I kind of shut off to basically anything people had ever said about Star Wars, past the whole Darth Vader, Luke, I am your father thing. Like,
yeah, the most well-known pop culture thing.
Where am I going?
Hopefully towards one of the enemy's points to capture it.
I think I'm not.
Well, please remedy that situation. So we got to see the Falcon, the Falcon, fly again.
Yeah, the Falcon, because that's the way it's pronounced now, apparently.
Yeah, it's America, so I think Han pronounces it Falcon in some of the scenes in 4, 5, and 6. But let's all speak American. The Falcon. Obviously, we've got the 2 new big stars, arguably 3 if you think Poe Dameron, but. So we got Finn and Rey, and what do you think of them?
Oh, fantastic! Finn was easily my favourite character in that whole movie. He did that absolutely brilliantly. He was funny.
Yeah,
he was kind of goofy, but he could also
not in a Jar Jar way.
Not in a Jar Jar,
in an actually lovable way.
In a lovable way where you can actually take him seriously, which was a very big part because he obviously had some very serious, parts of that movie too.
Slave labor and all that jazz.
Yeah. I think he did absolutely fantastic, and I think he was a brilliant addition to the movie.
And I think that was both their actors, both Rey and Finn. That was both their first real big.
Yeah, and
roles.
that was something I was going to ask as well, because I didn't recognise them from anywhere else. So I assumed that. Well, I just assumed that would be the first big role, but it's pretty amazing that they can just kind of walk into like the Star Wars universe and do a movie like that was pretty incredible.
And do it so strong. I mean, it's a character-driven film, and the characters really do succeed in driving it. I think John Boyega, which was Finn, has been in like an art house movie before, but I don't know if Rey has really been in anything that I can name.
Yeah,
So
but
both of them
even an
not
art
much.
house movie, it's not like a...
Not a Hollywood multi-billion dollar...
Yeah, so I mean,
you know.
even this would be something completely out of the comfort zone, but he still managed to go in there and pull it off, which is outstanding.
I mean, I think it would be really scary to do Star Wars because
It
you
would
have the
be.
weight of all of the fans and all of the history on your shoulders. Like, if you make a bad Star Wars film...
You've got a lot to live up to.
Yeah, huge
and
amount.
There would be a huge amount of pressure. There is one thing that I didn't like about Star Wars Episode VII. I didn't like Kylo Ren.
You're not a fan of Kylo Ren?
I am not. I thought I just feel like it wasn't scary. It wasn't intimidating, and he didn't have that kind of feel that the previous villains have had. I'm not really sure why. I mean, I feel like maybe there wasn't enough backstory to him. Maybe it was just when he took the mask off and he just looked like a boy, like just a, I didn't feel intimidated. I didn't feel like he was anything special.
I mean, I found him scary because he seemed like, the unhinged white kid sort of frightening. Where it's like, they bring a knife to school kind of thing. Like, you just see him flipping out over stuff, abducting people. He's not really the villainous kind of scary, but more of like the force of untamed rage kind of scary, I found.
I feel like there probably could be a movie in between 6 and 7. Like, I feel like there was a lot that happened there.
Yeah. I think...
Is it something that they would do?
I don't think... Well, I mean, it's Disney, so they're going to do millions of movies. There's like 4 books so far between, I think.
Yep.
But it definitely would be good for some of those gaps to be filled in.
But I mean, maybe...
Obviously, the issue is that the actors were, like, the actors have aged, so they couldn't do, they couldn't do 5 years later with Mark Hamill looking 30 years later.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a...
But having said that, my faith in recasting is there because of how they did 1, 2, and 3. So the way that they filled in Obi-Wan Kenobi's character. I mean,
Ewan McGregor.
I have faith in it. Like, I think they probably could have done it still.
He was fucking solid.
I mean,
I guess the issue is...
Was there any fighting between that? Like, were there any, like, big battles or anything? Or would it sort of just be kind of like a character backstory kind of film if they made that?
Well, I mean, you saw Jakku was covered in destroyed Star Destroyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's a solid point.
And, I mean, Rey was living in a overturned AT-AT.
Yeah.
So, there was a fair bit. I mean, basically, after episode 6, there's, I'm sure, our humongous fan base that exists. All of our viewers.
Yeah. All of you viewer.
All of you viewer will probably dispute me in the comments because it's, difficult to know everything off the top of your head. But as far as I remember, after, this feels weird, Stormtroopers fighting rebels in the Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
After episode 6, the Empire started to tear itself apart because the Emperor's dead and everyone wants to be the leader of the new Empire. Then the New Republic is formed. Then the Empire sorts its shit out and becomes the New Order. And there's still quite a few Star Destroyers left, like 500 or so, or possibly more. Then the New Order and the New Republic and the First Order get into some scraps, and we're basically caught up to episode 7. But I
mean, I think they probably could make a movie for that then.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they've already made a lot of books with it, but I guess the fear is if they were to go and make the between movies first, they might have missed their chance to use their aging actors for their original roles.
That's true, and I think all the fans of Star Wars are kind of okay with that, since they do prequels and whatnot, so it's not all linear.
Well, I mean, Episode 4 started up in the air. You were like, here's a space battle, here's the princess, there's a thing called the Empire, there's plans, and there's a Death Star.
Yeah,
and you're like, go.
And that's how it started.
Yeah, that was the first installment, and everyone's like, oh, fair enough. So
yeah, you just kind of deal with it. Like
yeah. Oh, I'm gonna fuck up Luke.
You evil bastard.
Hey, he was stepping. What did you think of Mark Hamill? He looked a bit haggard towards the end there. It looks like he's seen some bad days.
Yeah, and that was a big reason why I kind of wanted to see that. Oh, we won. That was quick. Yeah, that was a reason why I sort of wanted to see what was in between, because it did look like he... I feel like it wasn't just because he's age. I feel like him as an actor, like him as a character, had seen some serious shit in that time.
Well, Han said that he trained a new generation of Jedi, and then Kylo killed them all, so that would probably be pretty disappointing.
Yes.
Pulled a bit of an Anakin.
Yeah.
Bit of a dick move.
Yeah. And I mean, having your nephew go and be a dick like that.
It's not nice. Not a friendly thing to do. But the lightsaber that Rey has, did you notice which one it was?
Lightsaber that Rey, it was Luke's.
Yeah, but which one of Luke's? Because if you remember in episode 6, Luke had a green lightsaber, but that was a blue lightsaber.
It was the first one, so it would have been Anakin's then, wouldn't it?
Yep, yeah. And when did he lose that? About when he lost his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
When Rey goes down into the wine cellar of their pub, and she touches the lightsaber and gets the flashback, the first place she sees herself in is actually the corridor in Cloud City.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I said there's a lot that you oh shit, it's General Grievous. There's a lot that
shit.
That if you rewatch it, that you see a lot of hidden little things like that. And also,
damn, that's really smart. I did not pick up on that at all.
Also, the voice you hear yelling, not the child's voice, which is obviously Rey's, but the man's voice you hear yelling is Luke yelling "No, no, no" after finding out about Darth Vader. So heaps of little hidden things in that hallucination or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was a pretty creepy scene.
Yeah, made my spine tangle and tingle and jingle and jangle.
So there was one thing that I thought was quite weird though, was that Finn sort of like growing up under all that control and sort of being raised to be, a killer at birth and whatnot. To see him kind of flip out and just kind of fuck off like that.
Well, I mean, I guess he wasn't too fond of it.
Has that happened before? Because that was his first, when they were raiding that village. That was his first mission. He said, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was. He said that was when they asked him to kill.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was the first mission, but probably the first time they're like, kill these civilians.
Yeah. And he didn't.
No, he.
But he saw some serious shit, and he wanted to get the fuck out of there real quick.
Yeah, he's like, no.
And I'm just thinking, like, if you were conditioned like that from birth, to be able to have that sense of what's right and what's wrong is, like, odd.
Well, I mean,
good.
I guess you could I guess you could probably draw a similarity in episode 6 with Vader betraying Palpatine, despite the fact that Palpatine had like conditioned him since he was 10 years old in episode 1. Yeah. And he was still like, maybe I don't want my son to be brutally murdered in front of me by magic lightning.
Yeah, right.
But I'm sure I'm sure historically there's plenty of instances in, whatever evil empire of conditioning not going too well.
Also, at what point did they stop using the clone of Boba Fett?
Well, by episode 4, most of them aren't clones.
Yeah. So do they try and clone again, or do they just kind of like raise people up like that aren't clones?
Do they? What was the question?
Like, At what point do they stop using them as clones and just kind of just have like people?
Right.
Not people. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but like not clones, but just raising regular people and putting them in armor and shipping them out like a soldier.
Well, I think
rather than growing a clone army.
Yeah. Well, I think the issue is, clones still take half a lifetime to grow.
Yeah,
and then they age super quickly. So already the ones in the Clone Wars are like, quite aged by the point of Episode 4 because they're aging twice the speed of regular humans. And then by that point, it's quicker to actually just enlist people from your galactic empire than it is to actually just grow them.
Yeah.
Because you have entire planets at your disposal. But I think Mandalore, the facility was, destroyed. But I'm not sure if that's...
It was destroyed.
Well, I thought it was, but that's before Disney reset the franchise, so I don't know if it was anymore.
Because I'd like to think that, because I think they remembered that if they want another... I remember them saying if they want another army, then they'd need to pay for it.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like they're willing to make another army then. So...
Yeah, and I would assume the Empire would be like, who's to say they won't make one.
I would have thought they would be like, yeah, fuck it, make another one, get it started now.
Yeah, churn out a couple more armies.
Yeah, just fucking do it.
But there were some clones that didn't go along with the Order, so maybe they were considered defective.
We doing one more map, you reckon?
Yeah, well, that's 2, isn't it? Or is that 3?
I don't know.
What are we at? We're at 16 minutes.
Alright, we'll keep going.
Keep going?
Yeah, there's more to talk about.
Is it?
Of course there is.
No, I'm sick of you.
Oh yeah, well, fuck. Good thing we're not doing a game tonight then.
Yeah, fucking oath. But, so, episode 8 comes out in December. So
Rogue One. Where's that based?
Rogue One.
Or when, sorry?
When is Rogue One based? It is based between episode 3 and episode 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a copy of that?
It's not out yet.
Okay.
It comes out...
See, that's how little I know about Star Wars community.
Yes. I do have a copy, and it is out already.
You do?
Because this is going up in, in May.
This is going up in a month.
Yeah.
So.
And also, we've already done the review of it. So, don't bother trying to spoil Thumbstick, because by the time this video goes up, he's already seen it.
That's actually probably a good idea that we're doing all of them
advance.
before they're uploaded.
Probably a good move, yeah. Because people on the internet are dicks. I tell you, after Han Solo died, that night people were posting it on Facebook and YouTube.
See, I didn't know that. That was a complete
surprise to you.
Surprise to me.
Yeah, you look pretty.
And
shocked.
I was heartbroken. And I was heartbroken when, at the end, where you could see Chewie, and I was just, oh. But it was actually something that I found a little bit heartwarming, because when Rey was kind of captaining the ship at the end, captaining the Millennium Falcon, and Chewie
Falcon.
was there, the Falcon, sorry, the Millennium Falcon, towards the end, it actually made me feel really good, because earlier on, you could see Han Solo actually wanted her to be, to work on the ship with him.
Yeah, sort of the gauntlet has been passed.
And a big part of it was he said he wants someone that knows their stuff and someone that respects the Falcon. So it's kind of like, it's sort of like you could tell that that's what he wanted to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Which was kind of it was sad, heartbreaking, but it was heartwarming. It warmed the little broken bits of my heart.
I mean,
it melted them back together.
I saw it before our American viewers did, because I saw it in Australia and we got it before everyone. So
did we really?
Fuck y'all.
Did we really?
Yeah, we did.
Shit, why?
I don't know.
That never happened.
That's been happening a lot recently, actually. Like
really?
A lot of the Marvel movies and whatnot, we've been getting it before the Americans for some reason.
I wouldn't complain about it.
No, definitely not. Especially since everyone posts fucking spoilers. But I pretty much expected Han to die as soon as Luke didn't appear in the film early on, just because how Star Wars films kind of reflect each other. So, like, Han became Rey's mentor, and at that point I was like, oh, he's fucking dead. For the same reason that Qui-Gon became Anakin's mentor and then died, and Obi-Wan became Luke's emperor, Luke's mentor and then died. So it's like,
Yeah, I
all
guess it
reflects.
does kind of echo it. I still didn't see it coming though,
You were like,
and it still
"Oh."
made me really sad because he was my favorite character in 4 and 5 at least.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it and
So-
like he walked out on that on the porch, on the catwalk, I was like, he's fucked, and my heart was just like beating at a million miles. I was like, no, don't kill him. But yeah, he's spoiler alert. I'm not sure why you're watching this video, but Han Solo is wicked fucked.
Is deceased.
He's no longer.
He got fucked up.
He did. He's seen better days. But you know, these things happen. Leia didn't seem too pleased about it.
No, that was sad.
Yeah.
You know, it still kind of it boggles me because I remember watching episode 5, I think it was, where Han Solo was actually kind of really creepy and pushy towards Leia, and I thought he was getting a little bit rapey.
Yeah, he was a bit. I guess that's a sign of the times, though. Like, if you watch a '40s movie, you're just like,
It's probably
fucking
it's
what
even
the hell?
worse, isn't it?
Yeah, like
It's
every
kinda like
single
that is-
romantic scene, you're like, that's
Is
fucked.
actually very like pushy's a soft way to put it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was actually really surprised because I was kind of thought they would always have this kind of like jokingly, not brother sister relationship, but kind of like a, I don't know, friendly kind of banterish thing going on. But
it turns out she likes scoundrels.
yeah, and they actually worked really really well together in episode 7 too. They were kind of cute, but they still held themselves. Like Han Solo was still that. You know, that guy with such attitude, he's real fucking funny, like... Fuck it. What do you say to Finn, who was like, hey, big deal?
Oh yeah, when Finn's like, I'm sort of a big deal.
I'm sort of a big deal in the
I
Resistance.
just killed you, by the way.
Oh,
You got in the way of my lightsaber. That's always a bad thing. Finn found out that the hard way.
he did. Ah! You're lucky we're gonna win.
That one was on purpose.
Why is D-pad so rude to Thumbstick? I'm fucking glad this video is ending now. I've fucking had enough. Are you gonna hunt me now? You're not gonna hunt me, are you?
No, I mean, there's only one guy left. I don't need to hunt you anyway. Your name's on my screen. Oh, I could force choke you though. Does that work on allies?
Can you do that?
I don't know. Come here.
Where are you?
Yeah.
9 seconds. I'm stuck in a hole.
Well, come out.
Okay.
Oh. All I wanted to do was choke my friend.
Well, what happened to this PG thing we were trying for a while?
It's like dust in the wind.
Kind of died. Didn't
Yeah,
it?
it's gone. It's gone the way of the groundhog.
Gone the way of
Wait,
Dorian
no.
Gray.
That one doesn't even make sense. I mean, I guess he dies at the end of the novel. Spoiler, you had, what, 200 years to read it? 120? Shit, when did that come out?
It was at least 100 years, wasn't it?
I have no fucking idea. I mean, Star Wars was
Not-
30 years ago.
I don't know, actually.
A long
I
time.
have to look that up. I reckon it was before World War One, though.
We'll say,
I reckon it was like late 1800s, 1890s.
rough estimate, 600 years.
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly.
But,
Around that time.
you know, assuming we're wrong, don't point it out.
No. Just point evidence that we're correct.
Yeah.
And with that,
Go on Wikipedia and change it for us to 600 years ago.
that would actually be really helpful because
Yeah.
I'm going to write an essay and I need citations.
From Wikipedia.
That's where I get all of my good
Oh,
sources.
Christ, alright.
So we'll see you tomorrow and we'll be reviewing Rogue One,
Yep.
which has already come out and which we've already got.
Yes.
And we've already reviewed. So see you then.
See you later.
Same bat time, same bat Chanel.
Chanel. Smells good.